So I'm gonna do a little recap. Probably probably just of this week. I've took no trades this week. I took no trades last week. This is August PA. Apparently, it's known for just being straight chop. But we'll go into it, I guess. As we can see this week, is where we opened. We're basically back at our opening price for the whole week. I mean, you're not really going to be wanting to take setups on prices like this, which is tough because the last week before this week I didn't take no trades. There was one opportunity and it wasn't like an A plus. This week we had another setup and it didn't hit final TP. If I would have took it, although the setup is a setup, you take partials, it doesn't always hit your final target, which is fine. But this is just from what I'm observing. I do need to take a trade at some point. Obviously, unfunded, you don't take a trade for 30 days, you will just lose the account. So I will probably have to take some sort of a trade. Hoping for better price action next week. However, we had CPI this week, if I'm correct. We had other news last week. Where should we go? Where should I start? So I wanted to see where Mundell candle kind of closed, because we was in this. I wanted to see if we was going to push lower or just start to, retrace up towards this break line, or, towards these imbalances. We did neither. We just consolidated. Which makes it a little bit difficult to try to take setups. Although being intraday, you can just take much smaller setups. I mean, what would I want my bias to be here? Bullish from the start of the week. Last 2 days we trade back into the range, which was what I was expecting. But Friday was not given any opportunity. We make this new week opening gap and then we just fall. All you had to do with Friday was just press sell. But nevertheless, I think Thursday, that looks like that was it. There was an SMT, I'm sure of it, and I feel like that could be it. What's the hourly? I'm sure of it. See, this high gets swept. If I go to EU, Thursday, 7:30 PM. No, wait, where was the SMT? I'm sure there was an SMT. Of some highs, of some sort. I would really like I might get TradingView Premium so I can have 2 charts back to back. Or was it this? No, although that's a nice. And to be honest, I have been because I've been focusing on other things, I've been slacking on posting content. Not posting content, because I've been focusing on posting content, I've been slacking on just being properly on the charts, on top of working as well. You can find opportunities in these markets when they do range like this. I'm just seeing some like this, here, but it's if you're willing to take them and if you're willing to look for them proper. Like at first glance, you're not seeing too much, but and I mean at first glance, I'm always on the lower time frame anyway, so that doesn't help. But one thing I have sort of learned that it is very good to check your neighbouring time frames, especially when you're looking at a break structure or a sweep. Always check your neighbouring time frames. I'm sure there was an SMT though. It's bugging me that. It was between DXY and EU. Sure of it. But regardless, we'll just go to EU because that's where I would be executing. I mean, this run up here at 6. Sorry. Oh, was that last week's PA? What is this? This might be one of my worst videos I've ever recorded. I've just decided to randomly record out of the blue. Okay, I've completely lost where I am. We'll just do Thursday at 7. Thursday at 7, which is what I had marked out anyway. We'll see what we could have done. So this was nice. I remember this. This was nice. Okay, Asia range high sweep. Obviously look at 15-minute rejection. See what it looks like on the hourly. Hourly wick rejection there. Nice closure. So I would have closed at 8. If you want to be looking for trades after 8 on this particular setup, if that's how you want to take it. You always get a bounce back as well near these lows. It's quite funny, but I would definitely say this is, like, I do usually like to look for strong displacement. So straight after a move up here, I'd like to see candles coming down here looking like this. These 3 bearish candles are quite strong. Obviously you got these, but on the 5 minute anyway, these are looking, you know what I mean. Obviously we've got to the 1 minute, I'm sure there's, which is something I'm more comfortable doing now. Oh, okay. I really need a mouse. But I mean on the 1 minute you can see like, but it's quite confident, quite brazy if you want to enter off that, but the early entries definitely pay off. Like that's strong on the 1 minute, strong again. Yeah, that's quite nice as well, actually. You know. That's quite nice. I say it's quite nice. No, so this is quite. These aren't the strongest of candles. So on the 1 minute you would enter, but if I was looking for 5 minutes strong displacement, this isn't really strong. That candle's strong, but that's not really. And then preferably I want to pull back, but that's what I mean about this. That's what I mean why I've sort of stayed out. It's just there's direction but indecision. Direction meaning, I say this more with last week as well. There was more direction, but this week has been just sideways. But there's direction but indecision. Direction meaning market structure, indecision meaning how the candles are, forming. A lot of wicks, a lot of slow movements, but they're still going in the same direction. So it's all still learning. It's interesting, but yeah, next week I'm gonna have to take a trade. I think not have to, maybe the week after that, but I've got to take something. So yeah, we'll see what we get.